Bonjour, Eberjan, and welcome back to the channel. Today, we're embarking on an epic journey through time, exploring the rich and tumultuous history of one of the world's most influential nations, France. From ancient tribes to modern revolutions, France's story is packed with drama, art, and innovation. So, grab your beret, maybe a croissant, and let's dive in. Our story begins long before the Eiffel Tower graced the Parisian skyline. The land we now call France was once known as Gaul, inhabited by various Celtic tribes. These weren't just simple villagers. They had complex societies, trade networks, and a fierce love for their independence. But then, a certain Roman general with big ambitions arrived on the scene. Julius Caesar. In the 50s BC, Caesar's legions marched through Gaul, and after years of brutal conflict, famously documented in his own writings, Rome conquered the region. Roman rule transformed Gaul. Cities like Lutetia, which you might know as Paris, and Ludendorff, modern-day Lyon, became bustling centers of Roman culture. They built amphitheaters, aqueducts, and roads, leaving a legacy that you can still see today. The Gauls gradually adopted Roman language and customs, creating a unique Gallo-Roman culture. This period of relative peace and prosperity, the Pax Romana, lasted for centuries. But no empire lasts forever. As the Roman Empire began to crumble in the 5th century, various Germanic tribes migrated into Gaul. The most successful of these were the Franks, led by their ambitious king, Clovis. Around 486, Clovis united the Frankish tribes and conquered most of northern Gaul. His conversion to Christianity was a genius political move. It won him the support of the Gallo-Roman population and the powerful Catholic Church, laying the foundation for a new kingdom and a new identity. The name France itself comes from these very Franks. Fast forward a few hundred years to the year 800. On Christmas Day, a towering figure named Charlemagne, or Charles the Great, was crowned Emperor of the Romans by the Pope in Rome. His Carolingian Empire stretched across modern-day France, Germany, and Italy. Charlemagne was more than just a conqueror. He was a great administrator and a patron of learning. He promoted education and art, sparking what's known as the Carolingian Renaissance. His reign was a brief, golden age, but after his death, his vast empire was divided among his grandsons. The western part, West Francia, would eventually evolve into the Kingdom of France. The medieval period was a time of castles, knights, and feudalism. The king's power was often challenged by powerful dukes and counts. One of the most significant challenges came from across the English Channel. Remember William the Conqueror? He was the Duke of Normandy, a region in France, before he conquered England in 1066. This created a complicated situation where the King of England was also a vassal to the King of France, holding vast territories within France itself. This tangled web of loyalties and land disputes set the stage for centuries of conflict. And that conflict exploded into the 100 Years' War, which, despite its name, actually lasted for 116 years, from 1337 to 1453. It was a devastating series of battles between France and England for control of the French throne. The war saw legendary battles like Agincourt and the rise of new weaponry like the longbow. For a long time, it looked like England would win, but then a teenage peasant girl from a small village had a vision. Her name was Joan of Arc. Believing she was sent by God, she convinced the French heir, Charles VII, to let her lead the army. Her incredible charisma and faith inspired the French troops. She lifted the siege of Orleans and turned the tide of the war. Although she was later captured and executed by the English and their allies, her martyrdom created a powerful symbol of French nationalism. She became a national heroine, and her spirit helped rally the French to finally drive the English out of France. With the 100 Years' War over, the French monarchy grew stronger. The Renaissance, which had started in Italy, blossomed in France. Kings like Francis I invited Italian artists, including Leonardo da Vinci himself, to their courts. The beautiful chateaux of the Loire Valley are a testament to this era. Love for art and architecture. However, This period of cultural flourishing was soon shattered by religious conflict. The Protestant Reformation split Europe, and France was no exception. Decades of brutal religious wars between Catholics and French Protestants, known as Huguenots, tore the country apart. The St. Bartholomew's Day massacre in 1572, where thousands of Huguenots were killed in Paris, is a dark stain on this period. Finally, a new king, Henry IV, came to the throne, a former Protestant who converted to Catholicism to unite the country. He famously declared, "Paris is well worth a mass." In 1598, he issued the Edict of Nantes, granting religious tolerance to the Huguenots and ending the wars. The 17th century brought the rise of the Sun King, Louis XIV. His reign represents the peak of absolute monarchy in France. He moved the court from Paris to the magnificent Palace of Versailles, a dazzling display of power and wealth. Versailles became the center of European politics and culture. French became the language of diplomacy, and French fashion, art, and philosophy dominated the continent. But beneath the glittering surface, discontent was brewing. Louis's constant wars and extravagant spending left the country in massive debt, and the common people bore the heaviest tax burden. This brings us to the late 18th century and the eve of the French Revolution. The ideas of the Enlightenment, promoting liberty, equality, and reason, had taken root. The American Revolution showed that a republic could be created. In France, years of financial crises, food shortages, and social inequality created a perfect storm. In 1789, the people of Paris stormed the Bastille, a medieval fortress used as a prison and a symbol of royal tyranny. The French Revolution was a radical, chaotic, and transformative decade. It overthrew the monarchy, executed King Louis XVI and Queen Marie Antoinette, and established a republic. Its motto, Liberté, Égalité, Fraternité, Liberté, Equalité, Fraternité, became a rallying cry for revolutionaries worldwide. The Declaration of the Rights of Man and of the Citizen proclaimed that all men are born free and equal in rights. But the revolution also descended into the Reign of Terror, a period of extreme violence where thousands were executed by the guillotine. Out of this chaos, another towering figure emerged, Napoleon Bonaparte, a brilliant military general. He seized power in a coup in 1799 and later crowned himself Emperor of the French. Napoleon conquered much of Europe, spreading French revolutionary ideas and legal reforms, like the Napoleonic Code, which still influences legal systems around the world. His ambition ultimately led to his downfall, a disastrous invasion of Russia, and a final defeat at the Battle of Waterloo in 1815 ended his reign. The 19th century was a whirlwind for France, swinging between monarchy, revolution, and republic. Paris was rebuilt into the beautiful city of wide boulevards we know today. The Industrial Revolution took hold, and France built a vast colonial empire across Africa and Asia. But the century ended with another humiliating defeat in the Franco-Prussian War of 1870, which led to the fall of the last French monarch and the establishment of the Third Republic. The 20th century threw France into two devastating world wars. World War I was fought largely on French soil, in the brutal trench warfare of the Western Front. France was victorious, but bled dry, with millions dead. 2 decades later in World War II, France was quickly defeated and occupied by Germany. But the French resistance, both inside France and from abroad under General Charles de Gaulle, continued the fight. After the war, France had to rebuild and redefine itself. It lost its colonial empire, often through painful wars like those in Indochina and Algeria. Charles de Gaulle returned to power and founded the current Fifth Republic in 1958, creating a more stable political system. France became a key player in the creation of what is now the European Union, working closely with its old rival, Germany, to ensure peace and prosperity in Europe. And that brings us to today, modern France, Isa Liber's multicultural nation, a world leader in fields like fashion, cuisine, aerospace, and nuclear energy. It grapples with the challenges of globalization, integration, and its own identity, just like many other nations. Its history, from the caves of Lascaux to the halls of Versailles, from Joan of Arc to the student protests of 1968, is a powerful reminder of the enduring human struggle for liberty, glory, and a better world. What a journey. From ancient Gaul to the modern EU, the history of France is truly a story for the ages. I hope you enjoyed this whirlwind tour. What's your favorite period of French history? Let me know in the comments below. Thanks for watching. And if you liked this video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell for more deep dives into history. Bint.